So now we come to the historical part. Sometimes we get asked, did you invent repurposing? Well, that would be certainly an insult to your forefathers, your parents, your grandparents who lived through the Great Depression. Did they throw stuff away? No. We're at a nice Catholic university. Did you guys know that repurposing is in the Old Testament? Book of Isaiah. After a war, they would turn their swords into plowshares. Very, very famous scripture. It's so famous that it is a sculpture, and that verse is inscripted at the United Nations in New York City. So think about a sword, wood, you got a metal or a stone tip on it for killing in the war, but the war is over, they bend it, and they turn it into a farm implement. Swords into plowshares. So it's, in fact, very old concept. Let's go with 2 war examples. So let's go to World War II. So we already talked about the big military, or the big cargo parachutes, 30 foot, 60 foot, 100 foot in length. But notice this is the ones dropping the soldiers, much smaller in diameter. Fall 1945. What's concluded? World War II. So there's no threat of imminent war, so we send all the GIs, bring them back to America. But because there's no war pressing, a lot of the supplies are left behind. So, very, very enterprising olive farmers, hocus pocus, decided that they could use these as a labor-saving device. So you think about olive farming, not unlike almond farming or any kind of nut. They shake the tree, and all the, in this case, olives fall to the ground. Well, the olives will fall over the entire diameter of the canopy of the tree. So you're picking up 1 olive, you're picking up 3 olives, you're picking up 2 olives. It takes a long time to collect all the olives from underneath the olive tree. Resourceful farmers figured out you slice it, a parachute, from outside to inside, and use it as a tree skirt like you do at Christmas time. Put it underneath the olive tree, you shake the tree, all the olives fall down, you get on the outsides, and you lift the skirts up, and what happens? All the olives roll to the center, and then you're picking up handfuls at a time. So here, a cast-off of military operations, a discard, gets a very productive life number 2 at an olive farm. Let's jump ahead 2 wars. For those military historians, anybody recognize this jet? The F-4 Phantom. What we're talking about is the thing on the bottom of the fuselage that looks like a missile or a bomb, but in fact, it's a jettison, or it's an external fuel tank. So they want to fly the sortie deeper into enemy territory. So they fill this with fuel. They burn that fuel first, and then they hit a button, and it drops. So it saves weight. It's better aerodynamic, so they burn that. So it's a one-time use external fuel tank. In the 60s, early 70s, the jungles of Southeast Asia were littered with these jettisoned external fuel tanks. What's the problem they're trying to solve in Southeast Asia? Hocus pocus, I'll let you do it. Instead of cutting down a brand new tree, a living tree, and hollowing it out to make a canoe, they would take these jettisoned fuel tanks and carve them out, put an outboard motor on the back, and I'm told today, 60, 70 years later, these are still traversing the waterways of Southeast Asia. So, hocus pocus. Thank you for your time.